Well, welcome to everybody. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to, as you can see, another sunny, hot, blue sky. Oh no, that's the wrong day. Now, we've got a bit of London weather. Raining for a couple of week or two now. So yeah, hope all of you are still truly well and blessed by our Lord and Savior. I'd like to thank Him for all this rain. We asked for it, so yeah, He's giving it to us. Alright, what are we doing today? Well, we're quickly gonna finish up the CX. Install the toe box brackets, spotlights, yeah, rear tire, clutch, all that lekker groceries, so we can take it to the rally. Alright, so that's the idea for today. So hold on, let's get going. Alright, so before we get started, let's give a quick shout out to all the members. Lots of new ones that came back, that went, and yeah, all that lekker groceries. So yeah, Jacques Dalhousie, Thomas de Wet, Henry Dalhousie, Carl de Wet, Christian Eisel, Skippy the Dude, HM78, Jaco Vogel, Jamie Foster, Nico Kukumur, Vedette Foster, Bragerson Genaas, Lorinda Koetser, Wiekes de Rand, all new ones. Nitro Class, Tanique de Wet, Cruising with Chris, Lola Hansen, Nicolas Dalhousie, your favorite Stalker 04, Bumblebee, Gerard Grobler, Charles Dalhousie, Jan Howlett, and then Turbo Clash, Charles Liebenberg, who's not with us anymore. Alright, so thank you guys for being members, helps a lot. Yeah, let's continue. Alright, so first things first, let's finish this toe box bracket because the previous bracket did not work out. So I'm changing it up a bit. In the front I said I'll only use the one. Well, it's an aluminium plate I made, so I can just drill a couple of new holes. So I made these, didn't make these brackets, but I modified them, as you can see, to make them smaller. I'll take these bushings out, make them even smaller. So what's gonna happen is they're gonna be sitting here on the frame, the two in front, so they'll be over there holding the bracket in, and then that other piece of round bar I did last time, well, yeah, that didn't work out. So I bought some rose joints and stainless steel threaded rod. We're gonna fit the rose joints there. Just do this. Gonna come back and it's gonna connect somewhere in that area. Same on the other side, two new holes. But this is 6mm threaded rod. It's too bendy, so I also bought 8mm threaded rod, which is not bendy. So once we got the length and everything, what we'll do is we'll machine this 8mm down, tap it to 6mm, put the rose joints on, and yeah, then we'll have something like adjustable brackets. Don't know why you would want to adjust them, but yeah, let's get going on that and I'll show you the steps. Alright, so just quickly, I did make the 4 holes, as you can see. I did put the rose joints on here, and I did put the clamps on there. The clamps aren't beautiful at the moment, but these bolts need to be replaced with stainless taper bolts. Just wanted the clamps to get pressed into place. You can check, it's pretty solid even just with those clamps. Alright, so now, as you can see, rose joint at the bottom, rose joint at the top. We're quickly gonna measure the length, cut it, and then this will be our sample to use on the 8mm rod, to machine that one down and make them essentially out of 8mm threaded stainless steel rod. Yeah, and then install them. So let me get going on that. Okay, So there you can see 6mm rod is in. You can stand on this, and the 6mm rod won't do anything because of the rose joints and the way it's fitted. And yeah, it's maximum strength at the moment because it's at the back, so it doesn't carry all the load from the middle or front. But yeah, it'll be even stronger once we make it that 8mm rod, so we'll turn the ends down and everything. But yeah, I'll show you that once I'm done with that. Yeah, I don't know if this is interesting or not, and if you want to see it or not, but okay. So we gave it the first cut, made it exactly to 20 or 2 centimeters. That's the length we wanted. Now we'll cut it down and then we'll tap it. I'll show you that just now. All right, if you can see, or as you can see, all the thread has been machined off, and now I'll start cutting the new thread. All right, I hope you can still hear me. Yeah, so that's all that there is to it. You tap it. So I tapped it now to the one side. I'll tell you now what I mean to the one side. I can just get it off quickly enough. So this is to the one side. If you turn the tap around, I'll show you, to the other side, it's like a final cut. So you will see there, it's not tapped all the way to the end. That's why you then turn it around. Then you can tap it all the way to the end, and it's like a final cut, or I don't know what you'll call it. But it's not a starting cut, it's more of a finishing cut or ending cut or something like that. Alright, I'll show you once it's done. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, it's cut all the way to the end of that final cut. So yeah, then we can just take it out. I already did the other side, and as you can see, don't know why she doesn't want to focus on it, but I did both sides and I hurt the thread a bit. Oh, there's a focus. Hurt the thread a bit, but that's fine. That'll be covered. So yeah, we need one more of these, and then I'll show you how it's gonna look on the bike. All right, let me finish them. All right, so this would be the end result. That 8mm threaded rod. I've got lock nuts, the rose joints on, and then if you can check, the focus. Check closely, I put heat shrink over everything so you can't see the threaded rod anymore. So yeah, now we just need to fit it. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so there it is. Toolbox bracket is done. I'll show you underneath. It's got the 2 points in front, 2 at the back. I moved the ones in the back, if you can check there, and also the ones there in the front. So the issue was too close to the seat. It was too close to the seat. Couldn't take the seat off, so yeah, moved them a bit. Yeah, Bob's your uncle. So it doesn't look like a delivery bike, at least. Kind of looks all together and everything. Nice big toe box, lots of storage space. So yeah, next step, let's get that clutch out and fixed, and get the dual purpose rear tire in there. All right, let's continue. All right, so let's get to the clutch part of this exercise. Disconnect the clutch cable, come down here, these 5 bolts, clutch cover is off, you've got access to the clutch. Can't remember if I need to remove the cable, but yeah, we'll see. Let's quickly remove those 5 bolts. So once you've got the cover off and you've broken the gasket, so you're gonna have to make a new one. It's a pretty easy clutch. You see there's some oil coming out, not a lot, because I put it on a Bokkie. I don't know, the Tresel. Yeah, I put it on a Bokkie Tresel. So yeah, we're quickly gonna release these 4 bolts, and then the clutch, everything should just come out. and we'll be able to see what's going on there. Alright, so let me do that. Yeah, so once you've removed that release bearing, what I do is I install everything back just with washers, so we can have access to that bolt to make it loose. Otherwise you cannot get the clutch out, so you'll need a castle nut. You can buy one or you can build one. Yeah, unscrew that, so that's why I put the clutch bolt back in to keep the clutch together. Alright, so let me unscrew that quickly. So you will need an impact drive to take that bolt out. It's a bolt and a washer, and once you've done that, your clutch assembly can come out just like this. And wow, I see a problem. Well, I don't see a problem. I can actually see why the clutch was slipping. So there's two metal plates. That's what you do when you don't have enough space. But the problem is back here. You check that gap. That gap isn't right. Oh, it's starting to rain again. So what I'll do is I'll quickly disassemble this. Now you'll think, yeah, but who put two metal plates in? Well, I did. A long time ago. And then the clutch was slipping, but not as bad. And I was thinking, yeah, I'm gonna have to replace it sometime. But I made a mistake, and I can see it here in the back. So this basket piece, it's got splines that goes into this back side. And I'm pretty sure I didn't line it up correctly. So that's my bad. That's why the clutch was slipping. But I'll confirm that. I'll just undo these bolts and just check it, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here. Alright, so let me do that quickly. Alright, so on, you will hear it's still raining. On further inspection, I saw, okay, I didn't do anything wrong. It was recessed correctly. Just take it off. You can check it's full of oil and everything. I thought maybe I didn't line these up with these and it was sticking there, but I tried it now. There's no marks, or no marks that I can see, but you can switch these holes anyway. I took them all 4 ways and they still didn't, they recessed every time. So if you check this disc, you will see it's bent. Now I'm gonna have to check a manual because I cannot see that it's definitely been running on this side, but not on this side. So why would you need a clutch plate there? So this plate's bent. There's definitely, that one must be the reason why it's slipping. But we will go through everything. I've got a new clutch pack in any case, so we can just remove all of these. You see they are a bit rusted and old. So yeah, the time when I did it, I knew there was an issue. So the 2 plates was just a temporary solution. If it was a client's bike, then they would have complained instantly and said, no, the clutch is still slipping. So this wasn't the client's bike, this is my bike. I knew the clutch was slipping after I worked on it. That one's also bent. Alright, we'll just have a look here, see what's going on. I'll check the manual and stuff. Don't think I've got a manual. Definitely there's also. But yeah, we'll install the new clutch kit and maybe just be done with it. Alright, so let me check a couple of things and then we'll reinstall everything and I'll show you what I found and what we're gonna do. Alright, so I just want to show you, there's the old clutch assembly. And the new one is already in, but at least I can still pull it out to show you. There's no gaps at the end, no funny business or nothing, all recessed Yeah, it's been lying a while, so it's got a bit of surface crud on it or something, but yeah, new clutch back in, ready. So all I have to do is reassemble everything, and then the clutch should be good, because there's no bend. Yeah, that last one was bent badly. No bent plates or nothing in it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to make a new gasket, clean that up and put it all together, and yeah, we can finish this. Alright, so as you can see, new gasket made, old gasket removed, oil everywhere. So yeah, let's quickly install it. Alright, so as you can see, the clutch cover is reinstalled, clutch cable is in, everything is back in its place, clutch is operating as it should, and cleaned out all the oil and stuff that was everywhere. So yeah, that makes the clutch done. Now all we have to do is take it for a drive, test the clutch, and make sure everything is fine. Alright, so let's do that.
Papa! Nee. Papa!
Alright, so as you can see, clutch is in, fully installed, toe box on, brackets on, lots of travel on the shocks, lots of travel on the rear shocks. So yeah, clutch is working beautifully. We're still waiting for the tires, with dual purpose tires on. What I would like to do is I would like to take her for a drive and show you guys what she's able to do and stuff. And yeah, so yeah, I would like to take her for a spin and show you guys what she can do, but we'll wait for the tires and stuff, and yeah, get it going from there. The clutch is working beautifully, the mag wheels, everything is working out very good on it. I would like to go on to the rally, but I didn't make it. Didn't get there in time with everything done. So yeah, for the next step, I would like to do that trip through Lesotho. And yeah, I'm first gonna take her for a test ride, show you guys if she can do the off-road thing or not. And we'll work it from there. But yeah, we need to get this video finished because there's lots of stuff that needs to be happening. The beaking needs to get done, the R1, and also the yellow turbo booster needs to get finished very quickly at the moment. So yeah, you guys, thanks for watching, sharing, subscribing, liking, commenting, all that like a groceries. Thanks for watching the videos. I know they aren't always very exciting, but hey, we try, we try. So let's end this video here. May the Lord bless you all, and see you in the next one.